Welcome to this edition of The Hill with April Ryan. There's a lot to talk about, and let's get right to it. The Black migrant community is responding to the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Nana Gyamfi, the executive director of BAJI, the Black Alliance for Justice and Immigration, says Mayorkas, who is of Cuban ancestry, is personally and professionally hypocritical.
Mayorkas' people came here from Cuba, okay? This is not a person who hasn't benefited from a lovely system. The white Cubans like him and his family were able to fly into this country and have access to, programs so they could get green cards and become citizens, while Haitians were being turned back and detained. You know this history. And it doesn't make sense that he is continuing that, knowing full well how he benefited, how he came in, and who was not allowed to benefit in the same way.
Gyamfi says the current American immigration system is based on race and is not equitable. She says there should be a simple system that recognizes people of all cultures equally. A group of Black Democratic congressional leaders are urging President Biden to use his presidential powers to deal with a number of issues they've been working on. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus recently sent a letter to Biden saying he should issue executive orders to address issues like voting rights, reparations, and book bans. Meanwhile, the Biden White House is working hard to secure Black support this election year. Biden campaign officials have been meeting with clergy and Black celebrities and shoring up grassroots efforts as they are hypersensitive about reports of wavering Black support as it relates to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. According to the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, in October, many Black Americans would like to see the United States take a stance that promotes peace and diplomacy in mediating the conflict in Gaza. Georgia DA Fani Willis took center stage in the case against former President Trump. Willis took the stand to defend herself in an attempt to get her kicked off an election subversion case against Trump and several others. Anthony Coley, formerly of the Biden Justice Department and an MSNBC contributor, does not believe the case against Fani Willis rises to the occasion to dismiss her from the case.
Right. So there's no evidence that would suggest that that meets the high standard for being disqualified from this case.
Coley explains why the case against Willis is thin at best.
And what we saw last week in just that Thursday and Friday, 2 days of hearings, is no proof that they were actually, no hard proof that they were dating. And then even to the question of when they started or how he got this job, what we saw last week is that he wasn't even the first or second choice for this job. Roy Barnes, the former governor of Georgia, was the first choice. And then you get to the question about finances, and she rebutted this assertion that she benefited financially from him in only a way that a smart, intelligent, beautiful Black woman from the South can do. Right? She talked about it. She made clear that she didn't need a man for anything and that a man is not a plan.
If the judge does decide to remove Willis from the Trump case, it would result in a significant delay in the court proceedings, which would include replacing Willis's entire team. The 2024 Presidential Greatness Project Experts Survey is out with its own rankings for every U.S. president. Abraham Lincoln takes the top spot. Former President Barack Obama lands in the top 7 spot. Bill Clinton ranks at number 12. Current President Joe Biden ranks at number 14. And get this, Donald Trump is dead last at number 45. There's a new DEI report on the impact in corporate America after the Supreme Court decision on affirmative action in admissions on college campuses. The study was created to begin to create a balanced narrative about the role of chief diversity officers and DEI.
So we entered the study with the assumption that chief diversity officers do make a difference in their organization. And what we discovered were a couple of things, actually. A, that they are an asset to their organization, that the role is much more complex than most executive roles. They have to work across the organization, both broad and depth, and they're being called into a lot of different circumstances that other executives don't have to manage or deal with. So their scope is much broader. The role has evolved significantly over the last, really even 7 years.
And that's it for another edition of The Hill with April Ryan. Tune in next time right here for more news and information for us and about us. Until next time, peace.